Ace Podcast.
This is the Super Co-op Squad Video Game Podcast, episode 62. On today's show, we'll be discussing review bombing. What does it mean for movies and other media formats? And is that the end of reviews as we know it? We'll also talk about nostalgia and how that affects how we view and love new properties and new entries into our favorite franchises. And lastly, how to start gaming. With thousands of gaming options, how do you jump in for the first time? We'll talk about those things, how Name the Game, gamer trivia, and our fan favorite sections just for some funsies. Hey guys, welcome to the Super Co-op Squad Video Game Podcast. This is episode number 62. We are deep in the holidays, and by the time you're listening to this, it will be Christmas, has been Christmas, so Merry Christmas to all of you. I'm your host, Johnny Mac, with my other two hosts and friends, Garrett Laney.
No, I'm still Mario.
I don't see a Cappy hat on you. It's too late. Mario's free. He ran away. You can't put it on now. And Joshua Gerard.
Merry late Christmas, everybody.
Merry late Christmas. Who knows? Maybe it'll be a Christmas miracle. We'll get this out early, but I doubt it.
Sweet Christmas.
We'll see. Yeah, right? Sweet Christmas, everybody. That'll be what we say from now on. All right, so everyone knows how this goes, and if you don't, I'm here to break it down. We are the Super Co-op Squad. We love games, movies, comics, everything pop culture related. Every week, we break down the top news stories, discuss them, give reviews, opinions, just generally have fun. Before we hop in, this is your terrible spoiler of the week. In A Bug's Life, when Flick goes to find the warrior bugs, they're just actually circus performers. They're not even warriors. They lied the whole time.
Yeah, they did.
Terrible liars.
They didn't mean to lie.
Well,
at first,
you know what? Actually, that's true, because when they end up when they find out the truth, they try to tell Flick, and then he tells them to continue the lie.
Yeah. Bad on you, Flick.
Yeah, they were going to be honest. So there's that. But for real spoilers, guys, if you don't want to know what's going on, make sure you check our show notes. You can go to find those in the details and summary of wherever you're listening to this particular episode. All right, let's hop into this thing. So review bombing. So we've seen it happen time and again over the last year and farther back, but it's really taken, I think, center stage in internet culture over this last year. Something comes out, some company or some game releases a trailer, or an announcement happens, or a comment is made, or just generally a movie comes out or a game comes out, and immediately it's nuked with a ton of negative hype. You know, for instance, Call of Duty World War II trailer gets the most dislikes in history on YouTube this year. EA gets the most dislikes on a single comment on Reddit. Movie and game reviews left and right get slaughtered with thousands of poor reviews that negatively affect its overall Metacritic or Rotten Tomatoes scores, which can arguably affect the movie. I mean, so we're living in an age where reviews, which are really important to a good amount of people, are pretty much being controlled through individuals and groups, just wrecking their scores. Thoughts on this?
It sucks. There's so many times where, movies, games, media, they just kind of get shafted just because a group of people doesn't like one small little thing, or, the way something looks. I mean, when Wind Waker first came out, that got blasted for its cell shading. But, luckily it was still a good movie. But before, a good game. But, before people got to play the game, they just kind of drug it through the mud.
A lot of people now just like to jump in the fun, or people try to make it fun, where it's just downvoting everything, talking bad and criticizing things that I really believe that a lot of people don't give their honest opinion. Oh, that person's making fun. Oh, I'm going to make fun of it too. Oh, that game doesn't look that great. Yeah. It doesn't look that great at all. And I don't think a lot of people really voice their own opinions. They're just kind of bandwagoning on what other people are doing, which definitely does hurt the market as a whole. Especially it skews how other people view games, because you were just kind of treading behind what someone else says they feel, when I don't think it's really how they feel.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's actually two different issues here that we ended up discussing. So the first issue is kind of preconceived notions, right? Like people, like you said, cell shading in Wind Waker, Borderlands, or people just kind of generally not liking a thing when it comes out because of whatever they might think, nostalgia, which we'll actually get into later, whatever the reasons might be. But then there's the step past that, the step where you go out of your way to make sure you give it a bad review just to hurt the thing. And not even from the standpoint of reviewing it critically or saying anything positive within the negative, but just to bring the score down. I think that is a huge problem.
We have a word for those people.
Yeah, what's that word?
We can't say that on the podcast. We can't say that word.
Why?
Oh, okay. I was thinking a different
the
word.
other
Yeah, I was like,
one.
what are you talking about?
No, they're trolls. They're not even treasure trolls.
And it's funny. I think it actually now transcends even trolls. I think it's just people who want to see something that they don't like do bad. Whereas a troll just wants to watch the world burn just because they think it's funny. But these people, they want to, I mean, the trolls are doing it too, but these other people want to hurt things. For instance, there's a lot of, Facebook groups that literally, like, let's say they're DC Extended Universe Facebook groups. All their members, it's been proven and shown, will go and downvote and give negative reviews to a Marvel film just to try and boost the DC film. Huge problem.
Yeah, these are trolls with a purpose.
Ogres.
Yeah.
They've evolved to ogres.
So how does this affect games? How does this affect media? Does it affect it at all? Does it matter?
It's. I think it depends on the person whether it affects something or not. A lot of people can look at reviews and say, "Oh, okay," but I'll still play it or give it my honest feedback. Where a lot of times people will see that a movie is getting a low score and it's like, "Oh, okay, well, no, I don't. That's not going to be good. I'm not going to spend money to watch that movie now."
I think there's two different types of people. I think there's people that will do what they want because they'll either be interested or not be interested. And then there's people that go to a film or play a game or buy a game that's based on a review score. So if you look at Justice League, for example, we all wanted to see Justice League, whether it was good or bad. We just said, we're going to go watch it. And then there's a lot of people that said, you know what? It didn't get a good score. I'm not going to go spend my money because it's probably not going to be that great. And that does, I think, affect a lot of how media is now, where we are pushing what other people thought the movie was about or a game, and we're not really giving it a chance because of someone else's views or opinions.
Yeah, I think this definitely has an effect on a game or another or a movie or a shows or whatever it is and their success. And, Star Wars that just happened, Star Wars has this issue. They have like a 97%, rating from critics on Rotten Tomatoes, but like 58% from audiences. So it's getting bad scores. For a movie like that, sure, like it's not going to be a problem because it's so hyped up. It's Star Wars that people are going to go watch it. But let's just flip it to a video game, Star Wars Battlefront, where the negative, and from the negative hype that happened because of the microtransactions really, really hurt the game badly. And you can make whatever case you want about EA and they're right or wrong in this. That's not the point. The point is that people hopped on the bandwagon of hating it without even knowing why. And then because of that, made a case as much as they could to hurt the game. Not just their own personal decision to not play, but to go out of their way to make sure the game failed. Taking pictures on and putting them on Reddit, like, a whole case of the games and laughing about it and people upvoting it, like those kind of things. What does that help? That didn't help you enjoy the game. It didn't help someone else, like, get an accurate review. That was just you making fun of the game and now making it so someone else doesn't want to buy it because they're seeing the whole internet rip on it. And I don't think those things are good, personally.
No, it's the same as people just trying to get clickbait views, like someone that goes and buys a game, opens it, and then immediately destroys the disc because they don't like the franchise. Like, what's the point of that?
You had a negative. What you wanted to do, you did the exact opposite. You gave that company money to destroy the game,
and you got no product of your own.
Clickbait views.
So, is there a way to combat this? Is there a way to get around this? Because this is happening more and more often.
I think with the way the internet works and the way a lot of people on the internet work, I don't see a way past this. This is just people doing it, just hating just to hate, or just because it's not what they like. That they're gonna ruin something or attempt to ruin something. The only thing I can say is for people, if you like that genre or like that fandom, if you're a part of that fandom, you owe it to yourself to give yourself and give it a chance.
Yeah, I agree with you there. And if you like the content, support the content. Watch the movie, buy the game, make your voice be heard. Not necessarily, physical speaking or typing something on social media. I mean, if someone's bashing on social media, just put in your 2 cents. We're like, well, I liked it. Like I tell a bunch of people are like, I didn't like Last Jedi. And if you did, whatever. And I just commented, I liked it. And that was it. People are just going to bash you because that's what they do. They want to do it for fun. They want to hurt people. And it's sad to see. And, we need to support what we believe in to any extent, not to the point where we're trying to riot or start a food fight or something, but at least make your voice heard somewhere. And to answer your question, Johnny, I don't think there's going to be enough of a turnaround at this point. There's more people that talk negatively about something than positively when it comes to stuff like this. And hopefully people will just get over it and then just move forward.
Yeah, I mean, they have no choice but to move forward, but that leaves that game or that media kind of in a lurch there. I think the only way past this is the fact that, and I think it will happen, is that people will become desensitized to reviews in general. If every time you go watch a movie or a polarizing film or whatever, something big, something huge, and on some community it's just getting a 48%, and then the next one gets a 32%, not everything can be like terrible. And I read a little bit about this. And I think the problem that we're seeing right now is, especially with like Rotten Tomatoes, not so much Metacritic, but especially Rotten Tomatoes, it's pass or fail. Either the movie was great or it wasn't. And I don't think that's a great way to review anything. Like nothing's going to be, even the world's best movie is not perfect. Like I don't think there's any movie in the whole world that is 100% perfect. So for you to make it pass or fail, it was either a good or a bad movie. That's really, leaving out a lot of middle ground where movies can exist or games can exist.
Yeah, there's no gray area there.
Yeah. I mean, a game can be good at 80% or a game can be good at 100%. But I shouldn't say it's bad if the game only gets an 80% when I wanted 100. Yeah. That's a problem.
When did Rotten Tomatoes become like the go-to for reviews?
I don't know.
Everybody now is like, oh, Rotten Tomatoes gave it this. And kind of screws out every other type of voting or rating system.
Yeah, I mean, it's the easiest place for them to aggregate scores. I don't know of anywhere else where you can just get aggregate scores for movies. So,
I guess a lot of people like tomatoes.
I've never really understood why they call it Rotten Tomato. I guess you throw rotten fruit at people. Maybe that's kind of the thing.
Only spoiled fruit. It's never good fruit because that's a waste.
Well, I wouldn't throw good fruit if I liked you. It would hurt more, I suppose.
Certified fresh.
It would hurt a lot more if I threw not tomato. Tomatoes are soft either way, but like an apple, it would hurt if I threw
a rotten apple's all mushy.
Yeah, but it's not. But it wouldn't hurt.
It wouldn't. Yeah, but it's still gross.
Yeah, but do I want to make you gross or I want to hurt you?
It's even worse, a banana. Like throwing a rotten
banana.
Because
gross kind of sticks with you.
I don't know. When I bean you in the eye, you get that black eye, it's going to be there for a while. All right, guys. Well, that's our thoughts and our discussion on review bombing. Let us know what you think. How does it affect the industry? How does it hurt a game or a movie? And are there ways to possibly prevent it? You can reach out to us, contact at scspodcast.net, or reach out to us on Twitter at Super Co-op Squad. All right, guys, it's time for our first gaming segment. I don't know if this could be considered a gaming segment. Let's just say our variety show segment, fan favorites. So every week we pick 5 rapid fire questions and each host answers to see where we stand opposed and united in fandom. So play along and find out just what are your fan favorites. And every week, guys, you can actually do that. You can go ahead and let us know what your fan favorite choices are by going ahead and clicking the link that's going to be in the summary or the details and description of wherever you are listening to this podcast. Click that, and you'll be taken right to that Google poll. Take the poll, and that way your vote counts for fan favorites. So this week was my week, and I had some fun. This is my first week doing this since we had revised it to be just 5 fan favorites rather than 10. So I gave actually a lot more options in regards to what we could do, because you don't have to have 10 things. So it was pretty cool. So mine was kind of goes over some classic stuff that nerds go through. So nerds, they've been oppressed, they've been just made fun of, they've been just treated like pieces of crap in school. You get called nerd, and geeky will trip you and make fun of you and shoot spitballs at you. Maybe just give you an old-fashioned punch in the face.
Nuggies.
Bullied is what it's called. You're getting bullied. So this is your choice to choose who would have bullied you in high school or some other point when you got bullied. Maybe you're still getting bullied at work. Who knows? So this is getting bullied fan favorites. First up, Johnny Lawrence from Karate Kid or Biff Tannen from Back to the Future?
Biff.
Johnny Lawrence.
Biff. Nelson Muntz from The Simpsons or Connie D'Amico from Family Guy?
Ooh.
I'm gonna go Connie.
I'm gonna say Connie.
Nelson. Roger Klotz from Doug or Lucy Van Pelt from Charlie Brown?
Lucy.
Roger. Bluto from Popeye or Miss Piggy?
Bluto.
Bluto.
Bluto. Pete from Mickey Mouse or Stelio Canto, also from Family Guy?
American Dad.
Oh, that is American Dad. They're very close.
What was the first one?
Pete. Mickey Mouse.
Stelio.
I guess Delio.
Pete. All right, let's break this down here. So, first one, Biff Tannen from Back to the Future or Johnny Lawrence from Karate Kid?
You ain't messing with my legs. All right, I want to walk.
Yeah, I mean, Johnny Lawrence knows karate. Yeah, I don't know any, and man, like I don't want to deal with that. So, I mean, Biff's a jerk, but
you can outsmart a jerk.
I can outrun him. I mean, you saw what Michael J. Fox did. Just
chase me with his car.
Just run, steal a kid's skateboard, and you'll be okay.
I can't skateboard for the crap of me.
Well, then
Maybe
I guess
you can hoverboard.
You're getting beat up, man.
I got some strong legs. I can take them. I can take them chops.
All right. Good luck with that. So that was our choice, listener choice. 66% said they would take a whooping from Biff. 33% chose to fight a karate master along with Joshua.
No fear in this dojo.
Right. Good luck with that, guys.
I'm the Dan of the bunch.
Next up, Nelson Muntz or Connie D'Amico?
I don't know. There's two different kind of bullying here. There's the physical bullying from Nelson, and then there's just the psychological bullying from Connie.
Right. I mean, Nelson, I could take that. I mean, he'll punch me, he'll laugh at me with his hand, but like you said, Connie, she tears you down, man.
Yeah. I'm kind of regretting my choice, but I'm gonna stick with Connie because getting punched in the face is never fun.
Yeah, but I mean, at least I can say that Nelson's stupid, or he's ugly, or he's fat. But Connie, I mean, let's just be honest. She's an attractive young lady, and
she knows it.
And what flaws does she have? It's not that you can go, well, stupid Connie, you're fat and ugly, you're dumb. She's smart in school. Like, she's got everything going for her, and she's tearing me down.
There's one episode though, it flips the script, and then she's in the doghouse. She can't take it.
Well, when that day comes, that one day, the nerds will rise. 100% of listeners chose Nelson and decided to shy away from Connie and her psychological warfare. Number 3, we got Roger Klotz from Doug or Lucy Van Pelt from Charlie Brown.
So this is kind of similar to the last one, but almost the opposite. You know, Lucy's more the one that's going to beat you up, and Roger is the more that's pulling pranks on you and do more some of the...
I think you're looking at that wrong.
Yeah, I agree with Johnny.
Roger Klotz is going to just ridicule you every step of the way, and Lucy will too, but she's also the man psychiatrist. Like, you don't want her as like the person that you're going to for your problems and calling you blockhead and making you try to punt footballs and missing, and no, you can't know. So
I just love that scene in Family Guy where like Charlie's had enough.
Oh man, yeah. So that's why I chose Roger. I can deal with that. I can't deal with Lucy and just her constant just batterment of me. So no.
Yeah, Lucy's more like a sibling to me. Like, Roger is just more the other person. Like, it's always harassing you in school.
I mean, Lucy literally has made Charlie Brown go bald just from her nagging and pestering.
Yeah, that's a sibling for you.
All right, so 66% of listeners chose Lucy. 33% chose Roger. Next up, we have Bluto from Popeye or Miss Piggy.
So Miss Piggy's more like a nag.
She also knows karate.
Yeah, she knows karate. I think Garrett and I are on the same page here in that I don't want to have a bully know karate.
You don't mess with Miss Piggy.
Yeah, no. Yeah, and I mean, literally the whole cast is fearful of Miss Piggy. That says a lot.
As they should be.
Whereas, I mean, sure, Bluto, kind of beats up on Popeye, but honestly, Popeye's kind of a wimp until he has some spinach, so.
Yeah.
He's a sailor.
Bluto's more the Mr. Steal Your Girl. type.
Literally, but like he'll like Bowser her.
The original Bowser. So 66% of listeners said Miss Piggy, 33% went with Bluto. Last we had Pete from Mickey Mouse or Stelio Canto.
So yeah, I'm picking Stelio just because I'm gonna get beat up either way. But if I get beat up with Stelio, there's some jams.
Well, okay, so I thought about that too. Pete doesn't actually hurt Mickey Mouse though. Like, I mean, he laughs at him, he kind of teases him.
I'd say he's probably more a goofy villain.
Oh yeah,
but he will definitely swing. He will swing some punches.
I've never seen him take a swing at. I mean, I know Stelio put some work in.
Well, yeah, he will. he put Stan in the ground next to one of those spring things that the kids play with on the kids' playground. Just pulled it back and let it go, and it just beat his face in.
Did the work for him.
But I mean, there's those times where Pete's like, it's in the Three Musketeers movie or something like that, where he's still Pete, but he's the villain, and he's just all out villain.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never had to worry like, oh man, like Pete's gonna give Mickey bodily harm. Like I never like have to worry. So it's more like, for me, it's more like hijinks, like you said, goofy villain, which I could take a little bit more.
Yeah, that's fair.
Versus Stelio's a man's man. Like I don't want to deal with him working at Plinko's.
But he will help you through some, your problems.
At the same time, yeah. All right. Well, 100% listeners chose Pete, probably because they did not know who Stelio Canto was. And woe to you then. All right, guys. Well, that is our fan favorites for this week. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Give us some themes and topics for next week's fan favorites, and we are moving on. So with Star Wars releasing this year, we now start the 1 year drudge, just the inevitable trek to the next Star Wars films. Star Wars Last Jedi, as we know, was a massive success in the box office, but has done poorly, if not downright bad, in terms of fans and audience reviews. Many people feel that this is due to the rose-tinted glasses effect, essentially looking back at what once was in a franchise or a series and comparing it to that new iteration and not really being pleased in comparison with what you're getting versus what you want with the new thing. Nostalgia, essentially. So let's talk about this. This is an opinion piece on nostalgia and how it affects how we look at some of our favorite franchises, our favorite series, and is it really good or bad?
My opinion, I like nostalgia. Nostalgia is good. I think to be able to look back on something and really appreciate where something today came from and just kind of take you back to that moment where you first touched the controller or first watched the movie. I think it's a good thing, and I think it's a good feeling.
Yeah. What else do we have besides our memories? It's something that can take us back, and it's part of our lives that we enjoyed. And being able to reflect on that and to share that with others, and then hear other people share their stories, that really is a good time. It's really a good time.
I'm of two minds, much like Johnny Mac normally is. I think nostalgia can be good, and it can be good to look back fondly on memories, fondly on games, on movies. But I think the problem is nostalgia doesn't end there. We continue, like nostalgia for Star Wars doesn't end with us enjoying the old movies and talking about them and member burying it up. It continues as we kind of step into the movie theater and sit our butts in a seat to watch the new one. And it stays right next to us, that little angel on the shoulder, on both shoulders, as you watch a new film or play the new game, telling you, this is not what I remember from the last one. This isn't as good as previous time. What about when Luke did blah, blah, blah? There's nothing like that in this movie. And that, I think, is the problem with nostalgia. It's very difficult for any of us, and especially today's culture, to take that love for the franchise that has been built up from years past, keeping that nostalgia with the old thing, but moving forward as a separate entity with the new thing. And I think it's sullying a lot of the things that we look forward to once they're out.
I don't know if there's a problem with me, but I don't have that issue. I don't have the issue of this is not like what I remember. So it makes it a bad feeling or makes whatever I'm watching now bad. There are times when I'm playing a game of like a sequel and I'm like, oh, well, okay, it was better for me when they did it this way, when the mechanic worked this way, but it's not, me not having the same kind of, I guess experience as the first time doesn't mean that what I'm experiencing now is bad.
Okay. That's a fair way to look at it. That's the way it should be looked at. So I applaud you in being able to have that ability to, remove those two things. Cause I think that's how we should review everything.
Yeah. For me, in the beginning part of that, it's not an issue for me unless I'm replaying or rewatching something. Cause at that point, if you haven't watched a movie in 10 years, it's not what I thought it was or what I remember. Like, for example, I purchased Resident Evil 4 on the Xbox One earlier this year, and I hadn't played that game in probably 7 or 8 years. It's so hard to jump into that game compared to any other shooter you play now because it's very slow, it's very methodical, and it's different. I tried a good hour and I dropped it. I said, I can't play this right now. It's not what I remember. It's not what I thought I remembered it as. And then I'll just go back to another time. So as far as replaying or rewatching something, I can get that. But I'm with Garrett. I don't fall into that line of, this is not what I thought it was compared to what it used to be on new stuff. I just kind of enjoy it for what it is.
So actually a point with the replayability we'll pop into with nostalgia in a couple minutes. I unfortunately have a problem with that. Maybe not with everything, but with certain things that nostalgia can affect the way I look at the new upcoming properties. Star Wars is one in general. We've discussed Star Wars a little bit, and I even told you guys, like, no matter what Star Wars does from this point forward, it will never, even if it's a perfect movie, it will never live up to the original trilogy because 35 or 40 years of hype and legend status and mysticism and just fawning over these movies has eclipsed everything it could be. It's nostalgia can be for a lot of people the ultimate form of hype because you build it up in your mind and this thing from your childhood or your bygone days. And so I do have a problem with it. And I think honestly a lot of people do. And that's why we're getting review bombing. That's why we're getting the situation where people are rioting about Star Wars being terrible when honestly, The Last Jedi was not a bad film. It was probably one of the better Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
So a couple minutes ago, Joshua, you had said that, with Resident Evil 4, replaying the game wasn't what you remembered, wasn't what you wanted. And I think part of that probably is just because gaming mechanics have moved on. So maybe games are a tough sell in regards to nostalgia alone affecting how you like it. But look at like TV shows or movies. And I want to highlight the Power Rangers. Our generation loved the Power Rangers. But be honest, if you go back and watch them now, they are not great pieces of TV.
No, it's actually pretty bad.
They're really bad.
They're bad, but at least for me, it's that kind of, you can laugh at it bad. Like, oh man, I can't believe I used to, that explosion. I remember it being so much bigger, but they jump backwards,
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're taking, I think the approach is probably the best. Like you're still enjoying it as a campy thing. But when you look back through the rose tinted glasses of your youth, you don't see it as a look at this hokey Sharknado type stuff. You look at it, I was like, oh man, it's epic. Remember when Tommy, blah, 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 and he fought and he had lost his powers and he got them back. Like that's how you think of it. But in reality, the show was really bad, but we remember it as great because of the time period.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember when the pig ate the Power Rangers and then it was just a sticker on his stomach?
Why does everybody ever see? I don't understand how so many people remember that episode so well when I only had it on the VHS.
It's a scary thing.
Like I didn't even see it in syndication. I just watched it through VHS, and everyone references this pig. It's like, I'm hungry. I remember that quote specifically.
It's the
I want
one.
some chicken McNuggets.
So you guys don't have this problem, but can you guys see it? Like, do you see it as a problem for many people?
Where I can understand where people can come from. I mean, Last Jedi is kind of a unique case because it had two directors, and two directors clearly wanted to go in different ways. I don't know if I should just flat out spoil it.
The Last Jedi didn't really have two directors, though. I mean, it had like a director for like the first like month of production. So I don't know if that one counts. Personally, it was very short.
Maybe what I'm referring to is the first movie, Force Awakens, having J.J. Abrams. The second movie not having J.J. Abrams, having Rian Johnson.
Right.
And I think a lot of things that Abrams set up got just wiped out in the second movie.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something that happened. But I mean, one could argue a lot of those same sort of things might have happened and possibly happened with the original trilogy that didn't have George Lucas directing all three films. He directed the first one and the last one. He did not direct the middle one, much like we have with Abrams and Rian Johnson right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't, yeah, it's very, right. They're doing a lot of things the same here. I don't know if that would, if you could say that that's the reason why this kind of thing is happening. But I just feel that nostalgia really is making it so people can't enjoy or they're ripping on things a lot stricter, a lot harder than they would if they were looking at it without those things.
Absolutely. I do agree with that.
I believe people are getting in their own head or their own heart about it. I mean, Johnny, I understand how you feel about Star Wars, but you can still enjoy a Star Wars movie knowing it's not going to compare anywhere close to the original trilogy, right?
Yeah, but I mean, people are going into the film with those rose-tinted glasses expecting it to be that legendary thing that it was 35 years ago.
And I think that's where the problem lies, because if you know that or a specific franchise is that legendary where it's at the pinnacle of its peak and its time, you know that you just know deep down inside nothing will ever compare to that again. So why are you setting yourself up for failure, expecting it to be that great again?
Well, okay. You guys are doing it too. Whether you may not watch the film and instantaneously compared to the originals, but absolutely you guys are using nostalgia and the hype of what came before to influence your love for the movie. Otherwise, Garrett, for you, there'd be no reason if, let's say, this was the first Star Wars film ever and it had no legacy, there'd be no reason for you to have had a media blackout. Why? It's just some random space movie. Why should I have a blackout? It doesn't mean anything. But for you, it meant something, and me too, but it meant something for you, just as my example, because Star Wars was something that you wanted to appreciate in full without any spoilers because it was Star Wars.
Yeah. I agree 100%.
Yeah. So, I mean, it did affect the way that you went into the movie. And by that same token, Joshua, even though you didn't have a media blackout, we could also say that you were excited because it was Star Wars. The mere fact that Star Wars was in the title made you more excited than if it was just a movie called The Last Space Warrior. You know what I mean? Like, that affected how we went into it. We were way more hyped because it was within the Star Wars canon.
Yeah.
Yes, but I would argue that you can't use that example 100% on a second film. Like, if this was the first time we were watching Star Wars as a trilogy, because it's a sequel, you're already leeching onto the first film. So if you take, Space Warrior 2, you're taking whatever excitement you had brought from the first movie. So I don't think you can use that same kind of legacy example if it's in a series.
Absolutely you can. Maybe not for everything. Like Pacific Rim 2, okay, yeah, no one's really going crazy. I think it's going to be good.
I'm really excited.
My brother's really excited.
I think it's going to be good, but come on, you're not going to put Pacific Rim 2 up against any Star Wars film that comes out and say, yeah, there's as much hype for Pacific Rim 2 as there is for any Star Wars film.
No.
It won't happen.
No.
So yes, you're right. For a new franchise, but for Star Wars, I'm talking Star Wars or Call of Duty or Resident Evil, these things that have massive legacies, not just one game or one movie, but years, decades, a decade, whatever. Those are the things that I think it affected more so than anything else.
Okay.
I mean, do you not agree?
I don't disagree. I think people just get in over themselves about, a movie being bad or, I mean, Star Wars, you can feel how you feel, but I don't think it's like the worst. Like, people are treating it like it's the worst Star Wars movie because it didn't exceed their expectations. It doesn't mean it's a bad movie. It's just they are downvoting it so hard because it didn't meet their expectations.
I mean, there's people signing petitions to get Last Jedi, taken out of canon.
Yeah, like that's
ridiculous.
That's stupid. Like, just because you didn't like it doesn't mean you have to disown it from the franchise. Like, we can argue there's a lot of other movies that could be under the radar, under the bar for that.
To get back to nostalgia real quick, Joshua, minutes ago, you mentioned about replaying Resident Evil 4 and everything. And so that got me thinking of, games that I would like to replay. And Johnny, over and over, I've told you to play Ocarina of Time. And I think that's because I'm looking back with nostalgia and going, I remember when I played that game and how amazing that was. But I can see how, that game is 20 years old, just about, and gaming has come a long way from that. So I can see how playing that game would not meet your expectations to what you're used to now. And so I guess with that, nostalgia can really only work with people that experience it. You can't force someone to be nostalgic for something that you personally like.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, just the nature of what nostalgia is and how it affects, how it changes how you feel about something, and then how you feel changes your memory of that thing. You have an expectation, you have the understanding of this thing and an emotional attachment that others who didn't experience it in its heyday just might never have. And that definitely affects it as well.
Yeah. And one last thing I want to add on to that, specifically with gaming.
Classic Joshua.
Well, we didn't say we were going to end it yet. And then I said one more thing. Gaming, I feel that when people play later iterations of a franchise or a series and they try to go backwards, they feel like they're regressing. So if you take Uncharted, for example, if you play Uncharted 2, Uncharted 3, or Uncharted 4, you have different type of mechanics as far as climbing, getting around areas, different shooting mechanics, being able to have melee combat. Like, all those things were not in the original game. So to play the third and the fourth game and I'm going to go back to the first game, it's very hard because you're so acclimated to all these new systems and gaming mechanics that it almost feels like it's not fun because you don't have the extra stuff that was put into later iterations. So I feel like like Ocarina of Time, if you play all the new Zelda games, Breath of the Wild, and then you try to go back and play a game that looks dated.
That's going to be tough.
That, just draw distance and rendering and just how far it gets from point A to point B.
No jumping.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see that. You lose all that. So it might be hard for a lot of people to try to play.
Yeah.
It's not even just nostalgia. It's going back to older stuff. It's hard for people.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely an issue. A little outside of nostalgia, but yeah, I mean, that definitely affects games and their longevity for sure. All right, guys. Well, that is our piece on nostalgia. What do you think? How'd you like The Last Jedi? Did nostalgia play a factor for your enjoyment or not, or in anything that has a history or a legacy of content? It's gamer trivia time. So every week, two of us go head to head in a best of 5 trivia contest. The winner, they play again next week, maintain their crown, keep their title belt. The loser, they're stripped of all dignity, lose their money,
clothes.
They get the lower portion of the prize money.
Shame.
Go home.
Shame.
Empty-handed. They're lost being clickbait on YouTube for days and days.
I guess that's good if people are clicking.
Not if you're the one that got knocked out.
If you get dollars.
I don't know, man. I'd rather have my pride than the dollars. So play along, find out just how much knowledge you have in gamer trivia.
More like salty trivia, huh?
Sure. All right. So I had the pick this week, lost last week, rough week for Johnny. So we've had a lot of Star Wars chat. We're going to have some more.
Johnny.
We're going to have some more. So this is Star Wars trivia.
See, I thought you were going to swerve and yeah, you're talking about Star Wars a lot. This is Star Trek trivia.
I could have for sure.
I like Star Trek.
You would like Star Trek. All right.
Yes, I would.
Question 1. There are several bounty hunters besides Boba Fett who are tasked with hunting down Han Solo and the Millennium Falcon, and Luke and Leia, of course, too. Which one of these is one of those bounty hunters? So there's one correct answer in here. Is it A, C-21 High? Is it B, C-3PO? Is it C, IG-88? Or is it D, TODO 3600? I have both your answers, gentlemen. Garrett, you chose C, IG-88.
Well, you don't know. Pick C, right?
Joshua, you chose that is the way that they told you to do it in school. Sort of. Joshua, you chose C, IG-88. The correct answer is C, IG-88.
It just sounded familiar.
That is correct for both of you gentlemen. Score is 1-1. All right. Question 2. Who was the only actor ever nominated for an Oscar in the Star Wars movies? Is it A? When you guys just text me, you're looking at me like, is it A, Peter Cushing? Is it B, Harrison Ford? C, Ewan McGregor? Or D, Alec Guinness? Only one ever nominated. Didn't win, but nominated.
Who's Alec Guinness?
The original Vader.
It's okay if I don't know that.
Well, it's the Vader in the suit, not the Vader you hear. Answers one more time, please.
No, I know that guy.
Peter Cushing, Harrison Ford, Ewan McGregor, Alec Guinness.
It's Peter Cushing.
Please just stop talking.
Who's Vader?
All right. I have answers, gentlemen.
If it's not that one.
Garrett, you chose B, Harrison Ford. Joshua, you chose A, Peter Cushing. The correct answer is D, Alec Guinness. And Alec Guinness. Yeah, it's Alec Guinness. And he's not the man in the Vader suit.
No, he's not?
No, he is not.
No, who's that then?
He is the original Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, good on him.
So that is incorrect for both of you gentlemen.
You get struck down, you get an Oscar.
Yeah, man, like 10 minutes of movies.
All right. Question 3. Ewan McGregor had a family member named Dennis Lawson who acted in the original Star Wars trilogy. What character did he play? Lobot, Bib Fortuna, Boba Fett, or Wedge Antilles?
You mind putting
So A,
letters? Yeah.
Lobot, B, Bib Fortuna, C, Boba Fett, or D, Wedge Antilles?
He wasn't playing when he said he was gonna make it hard.
I was not. Both of you answered simultaneously, like the exact same time. Garrett, you chose B. Joshua, you chose B. The correct answer is D. Wedge Antilles, the hero of the rebellion, the man who destroyed the last Death Star. So unfortunately, that is incorrect
I was gonna put that too.
for both of you.
Well.
There was one character who was not in the original 1977 film, but they were digitally added in the 1997 special edition release. Who was this? Is it A, Qui-Gon Jinn? Is it B, Jabba the Hutt? Is it C, Yoda? Or is it D, Watto?
Not even gonna tell us which movie it is, huh?
The original. The original 1977 film were my words.
You could have just said I do.
Or you could have listened.
I heard you. Run it back.
A, Qui-Gon Jinn. B, Jabba the Hutt. C, Yoda. Or D, Watto. All right. I have Garrett's answer. Still waiting on JG.
Come on, he give you a good answer, yeah.
He give you good podcasting pod.
Podcasting.
And I have Joshua's
I
answer.
don't know. 25% chance.
Garrett, you chose B, Jabba. Joshua, you chose C,
I meant to choose Jabba. I thought Jabba was C.
Yoda.
Oh, well.
Sorry. The correct answer is B, Jabba the Hutt.
I didn't want to ask you a third time because I didn't want you to give me crap about it.
I never give crap for asking that question. Ever. Never have I ever done that. So unfortunately, because you were so afraid of my retort to ask again, that was incorrect, Joshua.
Fear leads to suffering.
And that was correct for old Gare.
Gare Binks?
That, yeah, it's about right. That's an accurate depiction.
Gare Bears stare.
Wow. That's actually pretty funny. All right. Who is the only non-Jedi, non-Sith, non-Force using person to use a lightsaber in the original trilogy? A, Princess Leia. B, Han Solo. C, Lando Calrissian. Or D, Boba Fett? Hey guys, we had some technical difficulties, so we apologize we weren't able to get the ending of fan favorites in there. But man, was it a barn burner? Not it was not.
Trivia.
I do it every time. Garrett won, so make sure he gets his win in there. Congratulations, Garrett. Ding, 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 and all that good stuff. So
It's not on tape. It didn't happen.
it's on tape.
It's not on audio. It didn't happen.
By the point that we went out, I believe Garrett was up 2-1. It ended 3-1, and that was the ending there. So congrats to Garrett, and apologize for the technical difficulties. All right, back to the show. All right, how to start gaming. So with thousands of gaming options and dozens of platforms to do it on, it can be a very daunting task trying to even get your feet wet and hop into gaming for the first time. So what are some of the ways to hop into gaming, and what games or area would you recommend someone to start?
Okay. All right. I would probably recommend just a platformer. Honestly, I think the easiest thing to start with is like Mario. Solid. It's a solid game. Super Mario World, of course. Skip 3.
No. We can have a debate on that.
We already have.
Yeah, we have another debate on that. You just got to start somewhere. Or just watch somebody play, and then, hey, you died. Let me try. And then just kind of jump in it. A game that's not overly complicated, like Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
So like over at like a friend's house or something like that.
Yeah.
And just, pick up the
Street
controller.
Fighter, Tetris, something casual. Pokemon. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the first thing I would like to look at as I'm going to answer this question is, where do people right now, kids, where do they decide and choose and pick what games they play? Like, I mean, we talked about this in the past with ourselves, and, gaming came from kind of our parents or people that we knew in our youth, but is that everybody, or is that something that's not often the case any longer? Like, where do people find the desire at a young age or at any age to game and then hop in? Like, how does that happen?
For me, I think it's one of two things. Either you're at your friend's house and your friend has some type of gaming console, computer, handheld, tiger toy, whatever.
No one has those anymore.
Right? They're awesome. Or your parents make the decision for you. They buy you a Game Boy, or this time, I guess, a DS or an Xbox 360. They buy you a game or two and you just try it out. And then eventually you'll get another game or try another game. Or you go to Blockbuster and you rent a game. And
I'm sorry, go where?
Hollywood Video?
What's a Blockbuster?
Oh,
It's a buster of blocks.
Video.
Like Jenga?
There's videos in Hollywood specifically for that city,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you go there for games.
Yeah, you can.
What about the people in the rest of the country?
They have this box that's painted red.
Oh, red. I mean, we know red box. Like that's a thing.
They have those in your country? Red box?
The other things you're mentioning don't exist.
Yeah. I don't know. Gamefly, I guess, because most people don't use any other type of rental service, I guess.
Johnny,
Besides
I would
Redbox?
disagree with, well, I guess it wasn't really a statement of yours, but I think kids today get gaming from their parents more than ever. Gaming is much bigger than it was when we were kids and when our parents were playing games. There's a lot more parents today that play video games than there were when we were kids.
Sure, but I mean, is not how more so like what do they choose? Are they choosing games based on what their parents want? I don't think that's true. I think most people now are getting their ideas on what to play from the internet, specifically YouTube and to a smaller extent Twitch and Let's Play videos. I mean, kids around the world watch videos of people opening toys, and those give them ideas on what toys they want. I think the majority of kids are getting it from these sort of areas more so than their parents.
I think it's more probably TV, because if you see any cartoon, we'll just talk about boys because we're boys, tried and true, Spider-Man or Iron Man or Ninja Turtles, and then you happen to get a console and your mom takes you down Target, or I was going to say Toys R Us, they're hardly here anymore, Walmart, and you see a game based on Ninja Turtles and you love Ninja Turtles, you're going to pick that based on something that you like to watch.
I think that was super old school the way it used to be. I don't think it's that way anymore. Okay, so games that are popular for new entry kids, what are they playing? Club Penguin. They're playing games like that. Where are they learning about Club Penguin?
No, I think kids today are more like
Angry
Minecraft.
Even Minecraft did.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a little older, but I think Club Penguin is arguably something
for
that
a
was
time.
Yeah, it was very popular.
Yeah.
Wizards 101. Like, where do they find out about those games?
Somebody else.
It's gotta be friends.
Yeah, I don't think a lot. Well, kids today, maybe not. I'll tell you what. Most kids today are playing mobile games. They're playing something on their phone, more than likely their parents' phone or a tablet. They have some type of tablet device. Probably not Leapfrog or any of the knobby tabs anymore. They're always attached to a device. Parents probably let them go through the app store.
So they're playing game on mobile devices.
Yep.
Okay.
I think that's where most kids are starting now. And mobile devices, they pick a couple of games that are on there, and that eventually branches out to a console when their parents think they're old enough to play on a console or like a DS.
Okay. And you said Minecraft, Garrett.
Yeah. I'm thinking kids are playing Minecraft. That seems to be the hub. That and Five Nights at Freddy's. For whatever reason, kids love Five Nights at Freddy's. Do not understand.
I mean, it's like their version of, Freddy Krueger or Jason,
I didn't play that when I was a kid.
Plus,
whatever it was.
Right, but I mean, like that's the adult version. You know, Freddy Krueger and Jason, and Five Nights at Freddy's is the kid version.
But I wasn't playing Freddy Krueger games when I was a kid.
Well, you didn't have the option. I'm not saying Jason and Freddy Krueger were our childhoods, like Five Nights at Freddy. What I'm saying is Freddy and Jason are adult versions of horror, and Five Nights is kiddie version of horror. We just didn't have kiddie version horror. We just got frightened of Chucky.
No, Chuck E. Cheese gone wrong.
I don't think it was a hot commodity at the time.
No, I didn't want to do stuff like that. Yeah, you know, Joshua, the mobile thing is definitely true. For older people though, you know, where do they, you know, let's say you're 20 years old, 25, are they playing games, finding games the same way that, you know, kids are?
No. It's if you've never gamed and you jump into gaming now, it's either from a friend, a family member, or I think more, and this is probably more for women than it is for men, your significant other. Like you have a boyfriend that's a gamer and you've never played games and he slowly edges you into games. One of my good friends, Peter, his girlfriend had never played games. He introduced her into Call of Duty. She started playing with them. Then they bought games they could play together. They bought co-op games. And now she games like more than he does. And that's a shock because we used to game and he works and she pretty much is the gamer all the time now. I'm like, how did that happen? Like you didn't really see that coming. And I think significant others for people today are there. And anyone in their like 40s or 50s that never gamed, they have grandkids that are showing them how to play that stuff.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's, I guess it's mobile with them too.
Candy Crush.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, there are even moms playing Candy Crush.
Zuma.
Farmville.
Maybe not. I mean, does anyone play Farmville anymore?
Not anymore, but I'm saying like
beginning of Facebook. That was
like there were parents and moms and dads playing Farmville.
Yeah.
You know, so they're, you know, maybe they're late 30s, 40s and up, and they are hopping in video games now.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just a multitude of things. I guess there's not really one right answer, but it's just curious to think how much that's evolved in the last 20 years of gaming, where you really only had a couple of options, right? Like Nintendo and Mario, Sonic and Sega.
Pick one.
Yeah. That's your choices. Like figure out what you're going to do. Go from there. You got no other options because PC gaming was pretty bare bones. Most people didn't have PCs back in 1991. Like it just wasn't a household commodity or a thing.
I would argue that a lot of people played probably just as much PC gaming than early console gaming.
Are you crazy?
In the late 80s, bleeding into the 90s? Yeah.
No way. People didn't. Joshua, it's not like a question of me like making this up hypothetically. Like the percentage of Americans that had PCs in home in like 1991 was like less than 20% of people. Like nobody. You didn't have a computer with 1990? Did you have a computer?
Yeah, we had multiple.
Did you have a computer in 1990?
I honestly can't remember 1990.
Okay.
I could tell you a ton of computer games that I played or watched my dad play.
Also, yeah, you'd only be like, what, 4? Could you even
5?
remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got snippets.
I mean, you might have been the one that had a lot of, but most people did not. I don't even think I knew what a computer was at 5 years old. Not really. Like, did I ever have a chance to play with one? No way. 5 years old? Come on.
I guess they didn't have computers in your country.
No, they didn't. All right, guys. Well, that's our opinion piece on how to start gaming. Give us your ideas. Let us know how you started gaming. What were some of the ways that got you involved? And what are some of the ways you see kids and adults getting involved in gaming nowadays? All right, it's time for our speed run. So every week we choose 10. Every week we break down 10 rapid fire stories and fun facts that didn't quite make the list for a full segment. We give ourselves 1 minute per topic to discuss it before we move on to the next. Finished or not. Gotta go fast.
Max speed!
In the speed run. Apple takes a firm stand on loot boxes. All apps that utilize a loot system must declare the percentages for each sort of loot box content for users.
So much work.
This is amazing. I think this is a really good thing personally.
Oh, I do too.
So, to get this straight, people playing this game can go to the shop or whatever in the game and it'll say, this is the percentage of people that have purchased this amount?
No, so it's going to say like, hey, there's a gold, a silver, a bronze, and a platinum loot box. Whenever you buy one, you have a 1 in whatever chance to get this, 1 in whatever chance to get that, 30 out of 100 to get this.
That's great.
Yes.
That's really good, guys. Wow.
Yes.
Okay. More. I hope this goes into other things. I think probably the biggest market is mobile. So I think it's being taken care of there. But I would like to see this come over to consoles as well.
I think people would actually spend more money if they knew what the percentages were.
I think it would have a profound effect on what games people buy more loot boxes on and what they don't. If I know X game that's very similar, it's 1 in 10 to get something awesome, and X game the Y game that's similar, it's 1 in 100. Where am I gonna go?
1 in 10.
Where the better game is.
Yeah.
Well, whether people will spend more or not, it's good to know. Next. Atlas is releasing a remake of its story puzzle game Catherine, titled Catherine Full Body.
No, I mean, I guess it's better than full nude.
It's pretty close. I was never really into this game when it came out on the PlayStation 3. It wasn't my kind of thing, but who knows now? I mean, I like RPG puzzle type games. Little provocative.
I didn't really get into it. I did like how it had different cases between 360 and PS3.
Yeah.
The whole thing is you're picking a girl between Catherine with a C and Catherine with a K.
Yep.
So it had both characters on each system. The good on Atlas, I like Atlas is bringing some of their kind of popular stuff back. It's hard to say popular and Atlas in the same sentence.
Yeah.
Though they do well, a lot of people don't really go to them. But there's other things I would have liked to have seen. A Persona 3, Persona 4 remake would have been nice.
Or just a Persona collection.
Persona
You would have
wow,
liked
that'd be expensive. I'd buy it.
Yeah.
Next.
Guys, remember MoviePass? We talked about it. MoviePass has now hit over 1 million subscribers with their $10 per month plan.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
Good deal.
it is a good deal, but I feel like that's a low number, right? Like, you can watch unlimited movies for $10 a month, and there's only 1 million people in the last 3 months that have hopped on board.
Do you think maybe just a lot of people don't know about it? Like, is there advertisement for it?
Not that I've seen.
Yeah, I guess there's not much advertisement for it. Yeah, I don't know, but only 1 million?
But, well, this is let me tell you something. So, like me, I see movies maybe once every 2 months outside what we see for the podcast. Am I going to spend $10 to force myself to go see more movies? No. Although my associate is grinding me to go get a movie pass because that's all she does. She watches probably 4 or 5 movies a month. So for those that really watch movies, it's a deal for them. For those like myself that hardly watch movies, am I going to get it? Probably not. And I think a lot of people are like me if they know about it.
I would get it, and I have had it in the past. I can't use it with the baby, not often enough. So
And get the baby movie pass too. Next.
Wizards of the Coast, publisher for Magic the Gathering, releases new rules and guidelines regarding community interaction to help prevent bullying, stating, if you say something, please do so in a constructive way. So just quickly to sum up what this is they've had a lot of backlash and a problem with people on popular YouTube channels and streamers that have maybe said some not nice comments about other people in the community or cosplayers, and it's kind of creating a rift. And I think more communities need to address things like this, personally.
Okay.
Okay, so they're just kind of helicopter parenting? Just kind of like making sure people don't say mean things?
I think that they're going to have guidelines, and if you break any of those, then they're going to ban or restrict you from access to upcoming content or participating in events, and I think that needs to happen. I think there needs to be real consequences for the actions of people online, streaming or on Twitch or on YouTube or wherever, or on Twitter, and using their status to say negative things about other people. That's not okay. That's slander.
Yeah, I agree. But how would you monetize that?
Well, they're not monetizing it. They're preventing people who are doing the bullying and slandering from monetizing their product.
Well, are you going to have someone? Are you going to watch this specific YouTuber for like all their content just to see if they're doing it or not?
I mean, let's just be honest. When someone is being a jerk online, PewDiePie, for instance, no one had to monitor PewDiePie to find out. It found out because he has a community that followed him.
He has a large following.
And if a streamer does something like that, their community.
Next. The Dungeons & Dragons movie slowly begin working its way from the pits of the production's 9 hells, as it now is slated to release in 2021 with Paramount instead of Warner Brothers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You don't care about this at all, I could tell.
I mean, is it multiple movies?
Nah, man, it's just one movie. It's just Dungeons & Dragons movie.
Oh, there was an S in there. I thought it was plural.
Yeah, because the game is called Dungeons & Dragons, not Dungeons & Dragon.
Well, no, it says Dungeons & Dragons movies.
Oh, I see what he's saying.
I thought there was,
Typo.
like, multiple. No, it's okay.
Yep, not just one movie.
I mean, it's probably cool. Like, I mean, Warcraft was cool. I mean, Dungeons and Dragons might be cool.
I think it's going to be awesome. I'd really like to see it. I'm a big fan of Dungeons and Dragons. I'm playing in now about to be 3 leagues. So
People gonna be LARPing in real
no,
life? No,
we don't LARP. That's Dungeons and Dragons, not LARPing. Don't put that out
the
there.
movie's gonna be just LARPing Dungeons and Dragons.
No, don't do that. Don't put LARPing with Dungeons and Dragons. They are not the same thing.
I want to see different classes and different races. I hope it's not all just humans.
I'm sure they'll have races. They'll have the snow race. They'll have the 3-legged race. They'll have lots of races in the movie.
You stop.
I just want to see dragons.
Next.
Disney CEO Bob, is it Iger?
Iger.
Disney
I've heard Iger.
Yeah.
Say however you want.
Disney CEO Bob
No.
Iger spoke about possibilities regarding their 2 upcoming streaming services and its now 60% share of Hulu Plus, stating we can potentially see bundles of these coming if it's what consumers want.
So they're going to bundle Hulu and their Disney streaming app, or there's a possibility of that?
I don't think that. Well, there's 3 apps that are talking about. There's their streaming app for their Disney nonsense. Then there's their ESPN streaming service that they're looking to move forward
Okay, I don't
with.
need that one. I can save
And
money.
they also have their Hulu, which they own a large majority of. So they're saying, I suppose, that they can have some sort of program where instead of paying, $10 for each, it's 25 for all 3 or 20 for all 3 or something of that nature.
I don't need the ESPN.
Oh, yeah,
But
you wouldn't.
If you want a bundle to get a cheaper deal, it comes with it. So you want to spend more money to not have it?
See, if it's 25 for all 3, then I save $5 by just individually doing the 10 for each. If that's the prices. I mean, we still don't know the
Yeah,
price.
we don't know the pricing.
I mean, the Disney one alone is probably going to be $20 a month.
Yeah.
That would be crazy. I can't see them going that high.
Well, hopefully not. But, I got Hulu already. Next.
In other Mouse House taking the Fox news, we've all thought about how this could affect the Marvel movies. But what about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite? We've never discussed that.
There for sure will be X-Men coming.
My gosh, this is awesome.
Family Guy in Marvel vs. Capcom?
Haven't they done that?
Yeah.
That was a
that's
that was
a
a mod in Marvel vs.
Mugen.
Capcom 2.
Well, yeah, all the music stuff. Yeah. Oh, we briefly talked about it. Not a whole lot. I said that they need to do what Street Fighter did with the reveal. And Capcom needs to say, hey, if you're going to come with these characters, make a big cinematic reveal and bring classic characters back. Don't just do all new characters nobody knows about.
I would like to see Colossus.
Has he been in any of them?
He's been
Marvel.
into.
He was in a system in the first Marvel game.
That doesn't count. He wasn't playable.
Okay, Wolverine has to be in there. Storm, Sentinel, Magneto. Those
There
are
you go.
probably big 4.
Cyclops, please.
Cyclops should definitely be in there. But
Optic Blast.
Gambit needs to come back.
Cool. Card.
Yeah.
And they need to probably do some from
Ice Beam.
probably bring in Ant-Man or someone else from the new.
He is not an X-Men.
Sorry. I'm just thinking of the new MCU.
Yeah,
Wait, who'd you say?
Ant-Man.
No cable.
Next. In other Disney Fox merger news, what does this mean for Kingdom Hearts?
I mean, Disney owns Futurama, Simpsons, Family Guy, Bob's Burgers.
I don't see it.
This means not a damn thing. No, nothing the Fox is coming to Kingdom Hearts.
I don't
They
see
own
it.
Ice Age.
Don't see that either.
Nothing the Fox is coming to Kingdom Hearts.
I think it's specifically.
We can't even get Kingdom Hearts 3 off the ground.
Yeah, it's going to be property that's from Disney, not from
Well, that's my point. Properties from Disney.
that are not non-Disney.
This is not non-Disney. This is Disney now.
Originally Disney, not purchased from any other property.
So Pixar films can't be in this then because they didn't own Pixar in the beginning.
That's one exception.
Oh, now there's exceptions.
Fox is not Disney. Pixar is part of Disney.
Pixar didn't start off as part of Disney.
I mean, what's it going to be? Sora goes to the world of Fern Gully?
That would be sick, dude. You don't think that'd be cool?
No, because you can just go to the world of Pocahontas.
That is not the same thing. That is, they're not in a jungle in Pocahontas.
No, but, white man comes, tears down your trees, takes your stuff.
That is not what happened in Pocahontas.
Smog monster,
That did happen.
played
in
by
Fern
Tim
Gully.
Curry. A white man.
Wow. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Next.
In other no, I'm just kidding. Boss Baby, the film nominated for a Golden Globe, is now going to be a Netflix series titled Boss Baby Back in Business. BBBBB.
Yeah.
Bo.
My brother would give you a high five if he was here.
Hated that show.
He loved it. Cool. So you have a movie that does pretty decently well and can make more money as a miniseries.
So I'm curious how this is going to play out. The subtitle there, Back in Business, makes me think that Boss Baby, who at the end of, spoilers by the way, at the end of Boss Baby, he is regular baby brother. He's not business or anything.
He's no longer boss.
He's no longer the boss. Is he going to be brother and then something happens and now he's back in business, but still a brother, but doing baby stuff, doing baby boss business?
That's got to be it.
That's probably what it is. Or could it be a whole new character?
But how they're not going to be able to get
Alec Baldwin?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah,
so they're going to get a sound alike, or it's going to be a different baby.
I hope not a different baby.
Same baby, different voice.
Yeah, they'll do that for
That's
sure.
all it is.
Yeah, it could be. Next.
The Punisher series on Netflix will be receiving a second season, announced just months after the release of the first season.
Did it do that well?
I mean, I guess. Like, is anyone even watching these anymore?
I don't know if anyone's talking about this.
Like, I feel like the Marvel Netflix like ship has sailed.
It has, like, Defenders wasn't that like the lowest watched series? I mean, come on, that's your Netflix Avengers, and no one's watching that.
Yeah,
Thanks, Iron Fist.
That probably had something
yeah.
to do with it.
I think Iron Fist really hurt it. I remember Iron Fist came out right around the time when my son was born, and it was just garbage, just terrible.
I tried to watch it, gave it the college try, and got maybe 4 episodes in.
Iron Fist or Punisher?
Iron Fist. Punisher, I haven't started. I will probably hop in when Jessica Jones season 2 comes back.
They announced season 3.
Yo,
Just
Did you not see the trailer for it? I think it's coming in February.
you talking about
Season
Daredevil?
2.
Jessica
No,
Jones only has one season.
Oh, that's what I said.
yeah,
That's what I said. Season
No,
I'm
it's not what you
surprised.
said. We literally have it on recording.
already a season 3. I don't know. Do we?
No, that's what I said.
Yes, we do.
That's what I meant.
All right. Well, good job, Punisher.
Yep.
Way to go, Shane. And
All right, guys. Well, that is our speed run. I darn near said fan favorites. It was in my mind.
Yeah, you did.
Don't know why I keep doing that. All right, it is time for Name the Game. We have 3 games, 2 competing hosts, and clues that lead to the correct answer. It's just one answer, one right answer. Use your wits, match the clues, and name the game. All right, so I lost last week, so it's my pick.
Yep. Well, is it going to be just like trivia?
I could have made trivia harder. I almost did.
It's hard enough, I guess.
Well, for you got 1 right. Garrett got 3 right. 4 technically, actually. All right. I guess listeners don't know that.
we told them.
Yeah, we gave you the lowdown.
All right. Well,
All right, here we go.
we'll see.
First one. This is a collection disc of games on Xbox 360.
Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection.
No.
Arcade collection.
No. The Xbox 360 version is in itself a remake of the PS2 collection.
Pass.
Namco Collection.
I will give you that correct. There's really no other name for it, but Namco Museum would have been allowed, or Namco Arcade Collection. So that is 1 for Joshua.
I said arcade collection.
Yeah, but you meant the Xbox Arcade Collection. So,
I did.
yeah, I know what you meant. So that is correct for you, buddy.
Thanks.
You are welcome. All right, number 2. In this game, you are a soldier through and through.
Gears of War.
No,
Metal Gear Solid.
no. You were literally made for this duty.
Duty.
So, I'll bite. Call of Duty.
No,
Metal Gear Rising.
no. You are a man of the military.
They own you.
Green is the only color you wear.
Halo.
No, that is Army Men.
Army Men is correct. Army Men is correct.
This is my toughest game.
This is everyone's toughest game, man. So that's 2 for Joshua.
I'm like, who's a green soldier?
The next one would have been, you might even call yourself an army man.
I saw Toy Story in my head, and I was like, who are they?
I tried to rope that in, but it would have been difficult. All right, last one, just to see if Garrett can get some dignity. In his loss.
Yeah, this is
Smell.
my first skunk.
Yeah, I'll make you smell.
Here we go. This shoot off from Lego got its very own game.
what's it called? The shoot off from Lego? Lego
Pass
Dimensions?
if you don't know.
It's not Lego Dimensions? Oh.
Pass if you
The
don't know.
Lego video game.
No.
Lego movie video game. Sorry, that's what I meant.
Yep, no.
Okay.
You passed
He
it?
already-
or-
he
I said
already
Lego
said.
Dimensions.
Oh, I didn't know yet. You were just talking the whole time. I didn't know you actually had given me anything. No. It also had some pretty terrible movies straight to
Ninjago.
DVD. No.
Lego Batman.
No.
That should not be a Lego game.
It shares the first 3 letters with the game BioShock.
Bionicle.
Bionicles is correct.
Yes. I ain't getting skunked.
No skunks today. So congrats, Garrett. You got 1. Joshua, you won though, 2-1. So congrats to you for your stellar victory, sir.
2P.
Is that a 2P for you?
Yeah.
Good job, man. You're coming back in the back half of this year, the last couple weeks of this year, and doing some stuff. So
Yeah, because I don't think I won like last year. The first 2 months.
yeah, it was rough year for you. All right, well, congrats, and next week we'll see how you fare against me and name the game.
I'll win.
All right, it is time for our listener mail. So where we read the mail from listeners, and you, as the listeners, listen to the mail from the listeners. That's how this works. All right, we had a YouTube comment actually, so I'm going to go ahead and pull that up. All right, so this is from Excalibur Blade. He's responding to our post about net neutrality and how that might affect us going forward. And he has a little bit of a bleak outlook. So he says, if you are a gamer, forget gaming on console or PC, it will be throttled and unplayable, even if you pay for a package that is supposed to make it get fast. Why? Because all but the biggest players in the industry will not be able to pay the ransom for a fast lane for their game server. See, they want you to pay for a fast lane, and they want the game server, or whatever site it is, to pay for the fast lane too. If either can't pay, then you're throttled, thus total lag, and most likely killing off all online, read more, gaming over time. People will stop buying new consoles, new PC gaming parts, or gaming rigs of any kind. Why would they? Gaming will be one big lag, even for the fast lane. So people will stop gaming over time. This will kill off the industry and all the businesses that support the industry. A year from now, you will see. They will slowly implement this in. They don't want riots in the streets, and they figure people will accept getting screwed over if they do it a little bit at a time.
That's not what that said, did it?
That is not what he said at the end there, no.
What a dark world.
Yeah, that's a pretty bleak outlook.
It's the undernet.
And I think the first part there, Mr. Blade, is true. I think that they will try to, make money and sandwich it on both sides. They're going to have, people in the industry try to pay so that they can have fast lanes for their servers so people can get better access. And they will also make us pay for fast access on our own.
To access.
The fast lane,
Yeah.
essentially. So, yeah, I guess you could say that game companies for their servers will pay to have a fast lane, and then we will pay a toll to use that fast lane.
Yeah. I agree with the first half of your comment. I don't think it'll completely demolish the video game industry. People buying less consoles, I don't see happening. You can still play, video games. They're still single player. They're still, to a lesser extent local play, but it's there. But let's go with online. Online will die out. If this is what it comes to, I do think online will probably take a huge backseat.
You see, I don't think it will. If they destroy the internet's ability to play online gaming and stream that much, people will be upset. They don't want to do it enough to really affect like people's ability to use big name websites. They want to use it to control smaller things and make you pay more money. But if they make it unusable, it will not be okay, because here's what's going to happen. Someone somewhere will allow service to be the way it used to be, where I could just go online, and that person, that company will get business everywhere they are, and everywhere they're not, then you're just out of luck until they get there. But I can't see this bleak world happen in Blade. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Question for you guys. So in a let's say Earth 29, where net neutrality is in full force and everybody has to pay high bucks. For games that use features like online leaderboards and scores that aren't directly connected to online multiplayer, do you think that will be affected as far as being able to access those type of online features such as achievements? It's just going to load slower? Is it just you're going to wait to see those results?
No, it won't make any difference at all.
No, I mean, I think it could possibly load slower, but I don't think it's going to like get gutted or anything. I don't think you need to pay for, the higher end package to access a leaderboard.
Yeah, but it's connected to the internet. If you're in a slow lane, so to speak, you're just waiting for it to load, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I see happening.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you, Excalibur Blade, for your email. We appreciate it. All right. Time for last week's listener question.
Hey, y'all. If you could have one colored lightsaber, what color would it be? I mean, a lightsaber, what color would it be? They're all colored.
Yeah, mine would be, it'd be black. I'd pick a black lightsaber. You guys probably could have guessed that.
So you can't see it at night?
I'd be even better. I'd just murder someone.
Well, see, but you also can't see it at night.
Yeah, but I mean, I know if I turned it on.
Yeah.
Right? Like.
Yeah, but you gotta do all the cool swings and flips.
Yeah, and then you can't see it coming. They'll just chop off your head.
You might as well be blind, man.
How does having a black lightsaber make me blind?
You can't see the lightsaber. You just assume that you know how long it is and you just can gauge everything at night.
If I hold a sword and close my eyes and swing, I'm not going to stab myself with the sword.
No, you might not one.
No, I won't. So, yes, right? That'd be the same thing, right? If I held a sword and knew I had a sword in my hand and closed my eyes, I could still swing said sword without impaling myself.
Yeah, but a lightsaber, you could impale yourself. You could trip and fall, and then there goes your arm. Bzz.
I mean, I guess I could trip and fall and stab myself. That has nothing to do with it being unseen. But, okay.
I was also going to pick a black lightsaber, but Johnny picked one. So I'm going to go with my second, and it'd just be a white lightsaber.
Nice.
Because that also looks cool.
I'm gonna do
like Ahsoka.
Joshua's going to pick a red lightsaber for obvious reasons.
Because of my hair? No.
Because you're a Sith.
It's a lot. Nah, I'm a Mace Windu.
Yeah, the purple.
I want a purple lightsaber. I think it's just one of the cooler colors. And only Mace has it. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Mace didn't have it anymore.
Yep, it's lost now.
I have it now.
Yep.
Yeah, I wonder where that went. I mean, did someone pick it up? Because he fell out of a window.
Yeah, they've never explained where his is at. They've explained many of the others. Obi-Wan's is pretty much gone. Darth Vader had it, probably destroyed it. Yoda's is destroyed for certain. Mace Windu's, they have never in canon or extended universe explained where his is at.
I mean, we could just bring that back.
Johnny wouldn't like that. He likes old things to never be known again.
What are you talking about?
Like to keep it a mystery?
Yep.
Like you wouldn't want to see the Mace Windu lightsaber movie.
Right, or I wouldn't want to see like Mace Windu growing up and like how did he become a Jedi Council member?
Lightsaber.
Yeah, no, I don't want to see that. Just let him be who he is, and that's it.
Oh, we just have it. We don't need to know how it happened. Just
exactly.
Leave it a mystery.
Leave it a mystery. Exactly. All right, cool. That is last week's listener question. Next week's listener question: What is your New Year's resolution? That's it. Nice and simple.
Got an app for that.
Good. I hope so, because that's a pretty common question we all get every year.
Yeah, because it will be New Year's.
It will be asked. Yeah, it'll be right there. All right, guys. Well, that is our listener question. All right, it's time for the in-game boss fights. So at the end of the show, we talk about what's going on with us outside the world of the podcast and give each other end-game bosses to figure out how to defeat, and we'll discuss how to defeat last week's bosses. So, Joshua, what was my boss?
Johnny, you said you're going to kick my butt in puzzle games, but I don't think you can. So,
the Tetris thing,
high-speed
right?
Tetris, and you've got the random difficulty where you got all the blocks. They're all separated and staggered. You have to somehow create lines to clear them all.
All right.
Let's go, Puzzle Master.
Here's what I do. I have great Tetris ability. So I've got 4 or 5 lines of space, and I'll just slide a piece here, slide a piece there, and I will just Rain Man it up. Just, okay, square goes over there. All right, long one there. All right, the L, backwards L over there. All right, brick. Okay, up, down. And I'm just gonna beast it out, dude.
Are your reactions that quick? Because
I am
it's on the highest speed where it immediately drops.
Joshua, I'm Johnny Mac.
Yeah.
I'm Johnny Mac.
All right.
That's it.
All right, we're gonna prove this sometime in the near future.
All right, cool. So
Garrett's looking over here. I don't want to witness this.
So my week was a good week. I talked to you guys last week about some presents that I had received, and I got my new car last week. I got a couple of awesome board games that I truly hope we can play very soon. Got those today, even though it's not Christmas, but it's fine. Got rid of my old car, which is nice. Is that car is no longer in the driveway. I'm not sure if either of you realized that.
I did not, but
I was
there was
looking for
room
it, yeah.
to park.
Yeah, right? Yeah, so we're getting all these cars. My house has been like a used car lot the last like
We just need to put a wacky waving inflatable tube man.
the last like month or whatever. And my son got his first Christmas present, and
Was it the tooth?
no, he's not at a tooth yet. He can walk pretty good though.
Yeah, you can. Old guy.
So before I tell the listeners, and I'm going to show you guys his present.
Meaning us, because we're not on.
Did he also
On the
get a
video.
Dodge Charger?
No, no, he did
It's a
not.
power Jeep. It's a power charger.
This was the first present that Grayson got to open.
Did he open it all by himself?
He did actually do it all
open
by
the box?
himself.
What did I say? Super Pro?
Nope.
Bro.
Super Bro?
Yep, that's a thing. You get it?
Holy crap.
Took you guys a long time.
Well, I mean, we're looking at it. It's just like, okay, it's a Superman, little logo, and it's a Mario, brother.
Oh man,
Type of thing.
I'm speechless.
Johnny's
Wow,
not
Barely say the
dude.
word.
Johnny's not going to be able to do this podcast in the next 10 months.
Oh yeah, I'll be able to do it.
Congratulations,
Yeah,
man.
there might be a missed one, But yeah,
That's awesome.
so my wife is expecting our second child.
Nice.
So yeah, he got a
Congrats.
nice little shirt, our firstborn, and it says Super Bro on it, and it's a picture we've been sending out to people, and people have reacted. Some not understanding, like, oh, that's a nice picture, and not even realizing what it's saying. Like, why does he have a shirt that says Super Brother?
Yeah, it's different when you have your shoes, your wife's shoes, and then like little shoes,
Well,
or
he was-
like you did with two controllers and a little controller. Like this is just like, oh, it's a cute shirt.
Yeah, he was the first one, but this one I think makes sense. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah,
So
cool
that's another present that I received. I'm having my second baby. So yeah, that's my week,
Just a
man.
bunch of little Macs running around.
Yeah, there's a lot of them taking over. All right,
Why'd you grab my phone?
because I don't have it up on my phone. All right, so Garrett, I gave you the fact. Okay, your boss fight was you were on that random island that Luke Skywalker was on. You got porgs and those milk creatures. And there's only a finite amount of porgs to eat before you wipe out they're small. You're a medium sized man. You can't just be having one porg a day.
Yeah.
You need
Okay.
3. You need a balanced porg breakfast,
I need a
lunch, and
smorgasbord.
you need. Oh man, I'm not gonna keep going with this. So blue milk's got to come into us somehow. You got to live. What are you gonna do?
I eat all the porks. All of them. I hate them. I ate them all.
Gosh,
Don't have to worry about that anymore.
You're not doing the American way and just mass producing them.
No, I'm eating them. I don't want them around anymore.
Eat them to
Just
extinction.
kick them off the cliff.
So then you just live off blue
No,
milk.
because that's just wasted food. I'm not gonna kick them off the cliff. I need to eat still.
Plus, they can fly, so there's that.
There's that too.
Yeah.
So I eat them all.
And then just live off blue milk.
I live off blue milk for a while.
Keep in mind, you don't have like buckets or anything, so you gotta go straight to the tea.
Straight to the source.
Oh man,
Come out with it just dripping from my beard.
that was a really gross scene. All right, well you took a man's road there.
Yeah.
You see the look in his eyes when he looked at Ray too. Just my milk.
Yeah, so week pretty uneventful. Just played a whole bunch of Okami. 15 hours in. That is an 80-hour game. So
Is it really that long?
It is long. There's a
It can be.
man. I remember playing that game the first time and thinking, okay, I'm at the end. I'm fighting the final boss. That was not the final boss. Yeah, it's man. So and it's cool because I forgot a lot of stuff. So there's like, I don't remember if that person turns on you or how does that happen? Oh, I don't remember this puzzle. So it's cool to play through that game again, and I'm gonna keep going. A lot of fun. I've pretty much been it. A little bit of Overwatch. Still doing that. Got the cool Anna owl skin. Now I just need the somber one, and I can call that event completed.
All right, cool.
Yeah. So that's me, Joshua.
Yep.
What did you have? Oh yeah. You had to win a horse race against Apana with Agro. So what do you do?
Well, you told me I didn't have anything. Not even a saddle.
No, Wanderer didn't have a saddle.
No carrots for boosters. So I'm assuming this is a traditional, Lon Lon Ranch horse race. You get 3 laps.
Yeah, around the track.
So, I mean, the whole point of winning is you crossing the finish line on a horse after 3 laps. So after the first lap, I'm not catching up to Ipana. So I stop at, close towards the finish line, wait for Ipana to do a second lap. Ipana does a third lap, and by the time she gets close to the finish line, I jump on that horse. I jump on Ipana, and I cross the finish line riding her. So technically I won because I'm on the number 1 horse. So I am the winner.
Huh. Hold on. Win a horse race. I don't know. It says win a horse race on aggro.
Okay.
Against Ipana.
Okay, sure. Okay, let's switch it up. So I stick on my leg. Ipana trips on my leg and just can't get back up. She's done.
And as Joshua hobbles to the finish line with his broken, shattered leg on aggro.
No, I'm not hobbling. Aggro's fine.
No, you would not be trying to trip a horse with your own leg.
I got legs of steel, baby.
I mean, okay, yeah, you won the race this time, but at what cost? Ipana has to die now.
No.
They got to do the shotgun because she can't get back up.
They give her Lon milk. She recovers.
They put up the shield on the track so you can't see what's happening.
She's fine. No, we just
you just hear pow.
I don't think they do it that way anymore. No. I'm pretty sure they just inject the horse.
No, we just open a ferry and she just comes back.
All right.
It is really sad though if you've ever been to a racetrack and the horse goes down and they bring that truck out there and they put up a screen and they kill the horse right there on the track and then put it on the truck and drive away.
Dang, I did not know
That's
that.
what happens.
That's sad.
It's sad.
I mean, at least take it to like a final resting place.
I mean, I don't know what they do with it after. I mean, they probably
I mean, but like take it to like its stable or something, or like I don't know where it was housed. Don't just right there. You die where you work.
I don't know, man.
Sad.
I'm just saying what happens. But okay, Joshua, go ahead.
My week was okay, I guess, after that story. No, and it was all right. Work. Like always.
Work. I
Playing
mean,
a little more Xenoblade Chronicles. The voice acting is, it's a little hard to bear sometimes.
That's what I hear. I hear that you can get Japanese voice acting, but then there's no subtitles.
Yeah, you can't play that game. I have subtitles turned on because sometimes you can't understand what they're saying. But it's still a fun game. The game opens up even more, and there's more mechanics that open up slowly. So I'm now, I think, 51 hours in. I think I probably still have another 20 hours to go. So,
nice. You put in some good time.
Yeah, I'm trying to. And I haven't played that. I actually played that game once in handheld mode. And it plays pretty good. It just looks so much better on a bigger screen because there's so much going on. If you're watching that game, you just, what are you doing? Like my dad, will watch me sometimes and just, that monster's not even doing anything because they'll just flail around and you just get hit. Sometimes there's no crazy animations for it. But other than that, I'm going to try to finish this game by January and see what happens.
Good luck, man.
And then, you guys have given me crap in the past a little bit. Angelica kind of looked at me a little bit. So I'm no longer a single man. I am now a taken man.
He's a double man. He's not a single man. He's a double.
I'm a double man. This beard is only for one lady. So it's now Tiffany and I. I have a girlfriend now.
You mean you and Tiffany?
Garrett would say that.
Yeah, he would.
No, Tiffany and I. So, yep, I'm very happy about that.
Nice, man. Congrats. Welcome to the club.
Thanks.
Well, I guess you and Garrett are in a club. I'm a man.
No. So you're part of the club, but you're like the master of the club. You own the shop, and then we're part of the club in the shop.
All right. Well, I don't own a shop, sir. I think this estate and establishment is called the Country Club that I own.
Bison Country Club?
No. All right. All right, guys. Well, that is that's our show for the week. Oh, we got to go over next week's boss fights.
Yep.
All right. I had a really good one for you, Gare Bear, and I lost it over the course of this last 8 minutes of discussion. So let me think about this for just a moment.
Yeah, I've got mine for you.
Okay. Here it is. You're at laser tag. It's you, Deadshot, You, Deadshot, Bullseye, and Captain Boomerang. All marksmen except you.
Damn.
2-on-2. You got to pick your teammate. The team that loses, though, you blow up at the end of the game. Whoever has the lower score, just boom.
You're part of the Suicide Squad.
So
Garrett?
who's your teammate, and how do you win?
Okay. Deadshot, Bullseye, and who?
Captain Boomerang. No. He's not good enough.
Oh, now
We'll
you're
say
changing it.
yeah, because Captain Boomerang is a simp, man. All right,
He's not going to be on my team.
He hides around corners, man.
Deadshot. Yeah, actually true. Well, I don't know if you can have a boomerang laser. Deadshot, Bullseye, and Slade.
Damn it.
Slade Wilson.
If there was mirrors, it would work.
So what are you gonna do? That's your boss fight.
Yeah, you don't have Cappy anymore.
No, I left him on the island. All right.
A laser tag for keeps.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say. All right, Joshua, I got one for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kuma in Street Fighter V, he's got that, he's basically like a lion.
He's like a flower.
He's got that mane, beard, and everything.
Yeah, he's got a bun on top of that. Isn't that weird?
Yeah. He also has a job interview for an office job.
Okay.
And that hairdo, I ain't gonna cut it. You gotta give Akuma a haircut, but Akuma doesn't want a haircut.
What? I'm a barber?
You are in trouble.
Make it happen.
Okay, I like that one.
Okay. Johnny,
All right.
remember a little game that we probably played when we were younger? You have a little boxing ring. You have one robot facing another robot.
Yes.
They might not have had it in this country.
Called Hungry Hungry Hippos.
Those
See?
aren't robots. It's Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Yes.
Remember that?
No.
You know?
Yeah,
no?
I know what it is.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say. So you were fighting a Rock'em Sock'em robot, but you are the robot. You are the Connect. You're using a Connect to fight a Rock'em Sock'em robot.
A Connect? What is a Connect?
Figure it out.
Xbox?
Oh, a Connect. I'm like, okay.
Oh, I thought you were not being serious.
No, I didn't know what you're talking about. Okay.
You have to use the Kinect sensor camera to fight a Rock'em Sock'em robot.
Okay. That's doable. Good. I like it. All right, cool. Well, that is our show for this week, guys. Hopefully you had fun. And hopefully you guys had an amazing holiday.
Yes.
This honestly, it's not coming out before Tuesday. It'll come out on our normal Tuesday. I'm not getting this out by before
Day
Monday,
after
man.
Christmas.
Yeah, I'm not doing that I want to give you guys a Christmas present, but yeah, the episode itself is a Christmas present.
Our gift to you is to be with your families, and you can enjoy us the day after.
I don't know. I got no say, but I mean, they already kind of got cheaped out of the trivia.
Are we going to tell them what happened to the other one?
No,
no.
The chances of it happening. I will try, guys, but
Okay.
most likely you're
That's
listening.
Listeners, that's all we can ask.
Yeah, you're listening to this. It's probably Tuesday morning. So there you go.
Probably.
We'll see. But guys, have a great Christmas. I won't go into our normal plugs at the end. I just want to say we appreciate you listening, guys. We hope you guys all get everything you want. You guys give great gifts, and you guys just enjoy your loved ones, family, friends, and you guys are all blessed in whatever way that means for you. And as always, if you do want to chat with us, contact at scspodcast.net where you do that. You can reach us on Twitter as a group at Super Co-op Squad, and reach us individually as well. You can find me at JohnnyMac24.
You can find me at GJL3275.
And me, Joshua_4_life.
Have a Merry Christmas, guys.
And a Happy New Year.
Bye. See you in 2018.